Hey everybody, this is JP. Welcome to another Slayton Wireless University training update. Today we're going to learn how to maximize the number of CRU per customer with our special guest, small business expert, Timothy Fowler.
Hi everyone. I'm sure you're probably all used to hearing me talk about the same things when it comes to CRU. So today we're going to learn something a little bit different. Today we're going to learn 3 ways to maximize the number of CRU lines that you can give to a certain single customer. Because we have customers come in all the time, and by now we should probably be, used to qualifying them as CRU immediately, right? Every customer is a CRU customer until they tell us that they're not. We're asking them, where do you work? Do you do anything on the side? And we're even leading them down that path a little bit, asking them questions like, do you babysit? Are you in a band? Do you have an eBay store? Whatever it is, until we qualify them, all right? But once we've qualified them, if they came in for 3 lines, how do we turn that into 4 or 5? Well, it's really, really easy with CRU. And there are many, many ways, but I'm going to go over the easiest 3. And they might be things you already know. They might be things you might not have thought about. First and foremost is that free activation fee. We talk about that free activation fee all the time. We use it as a hook to convince them that a CRU account is the best choice for them. We even do a little bit of math at the end and use those free dollars to help maybe sell accessories. But what we might not think about is how to phrase that so that they can get those extra devices. Now, when a customer comes in and they want 3 cell phones, how do we get an extra 3 lines out of that? Well, one thing that I always used to like to do is to tell the customer, hey, with these 3 phones today, I can give you 3 tablets or 3 smartwatches or a mix. Which would you prefer? And when they ask, oh, well, what's the catch? I'll tell you, then I had to tell them about activation fees. And sometimes that conversation was unpleasant, right? But with CRU, now you can tell them 100%. There is no catch. Because of what you do, AT&T values that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to waive your $45 activation fees for this. So normally there would be a catch, but for you, no catch today. All right? That $135, we're just going to say it's 0 for you. And so that customer is going to be a lot less resistant to getting those tablets or those smartwatches. In fact, they might ask, well, is that all I can get? We had that happen. A customer came in, he knew about activation fees, he was there for 5 phones, and that's it. He knew when we started talking about tablets, it was going to be pretty pricey if he got 2 or 3 or 5 tablets. So he just wasn't having it. But once we found out that his wife was a babysitter, so that qualified them for a CRU account, well, I'll tell you what, he turned that 5 lines into, yes, give me some tablets and smartwatches. He was actually mad that we couldn't give him more than 10 lines to start. And he said, as soon as I'm allowed to, I'm going to come back and get the rest. And he's going to get, extra smartwatches and tablets. And we said, absolutely, let's go ahead and do that. And we turned a 5-line account into 10. Now, that is a little extreme, but it's very easy to turn 3 into 4 or 5, or even 6. And so the free activation fees, that's gold right there. That's the thing that you guys should be using in every single interaction with the customer. Now, the second way that you can maximize the number of CRU is something that I might have talked about a little bit in the past in the new hire classes when I was in your store. And it's something that might seem a little complicated. But a lot of business owners, they do their own taxes. And so they like to, take as many tax deductions as possible. If they spend money on their business, whether it's a uniform or whether it's some supplies, toner for their printer, they take that receipt, they set it aside, and at the end of the year, they claim that they spent that. And what that does is at the end of the year, when it's time to file their taxes, they pay less tax. For instance, if my business brought in $10,000 this year and I spent 5 on business expenses, I only pay taxes on the 5. And so businesses who file their own taxes are very, very, into finding those deductions. Now, if I wanted to claim my phone that I use for business as a business expense, I absolutely could. I also use a tablet for a GPS when I'm traveling sometimes. And so, I could claim both of those. But if I started to try to claim my kids' phones and my tablet that I use for a Kindle or anything else, then the IRS is going to say, no way. Those aren't legitimate business expenses. You can't claim those. And so I can claim about $70 a month. And what that is, that's $840 a year. That's not bad. I mean, that comes off of what I have to, pay taxes on, and it does give me a little bit bigger of a refund or less tax I have to pay depending on how much I made that year. But man, my bill is $250 a month, and if I could claim that whole thing, that would be $3,000 that I could knock off of what I have to pay taxes on. That's a lot. That's a lot of big difference there. And so I would definitely love to do that, and the way to do that is with CRU. Because on the personal account, the IRS looks at the individual lines and what their use is. But with a CRU account, they just look at the whole account. They don't know that that's Susie's phone, that's 9 years old. She just got her first iPhone. They don't know that that's grandma's phone. They don't know that that's the tablet that they got for the dog to play dog videos, okay? They don't know that. All they see is business account. That means you can claim the entire thing. So if my account was a CRU account, I could claim that entire $3,000 deduction at the end of the year, and that would be awesome. Well, business owners may already know this, but it's our job to remind them. It's our job to help remind them along the process. There's a lot of stuff we're talking about, and that might not occur to them while they're in the store. So what you can do is you can bring that subject up. You can say, hey, for your business, do you file your taxes? Because we don't report it or anything. But if you do, I've got something that might interest you to know. And what you can do is you can explain to them, hey, look, if you bring any other family members or friends onto your account, you're going to get a bigger tax deduction at the end of the year. And because of this business account, you can claim the whole thing. And I have customers who do that. I have customers who have their friends, their family, even one customer who has their next door neighbors on their account, because they know that for every dollar that they spend on that account during the year, that's going to be less money that they have to pay in taxes at the end of the year. All right. And so they are ready to go out and convince their friends, convince their family members to come onto their account. They're going to sell the service to them for you. A customer that might be on Verizon, who's their cousin, well, now they're going to be on AT&T, and they're going to be CRU as well. So that's number 2. Number 3, the third way you can maximize is by creating value in the device itself. This is one that you may already do, but a lot of us probably skip over it. When a customer has a small business, whether it's something like Mary Kay, or whether they're actually a caterer or something, we need to tell them how they can use that device to help them in their business. I use the example for myself. I use my one phone for business all the time, and I'm probably stupid for it, because I'll be doing an email or I'll be writing an important message to somebody that I need to go through right now, and my phone rings, and it rings off the hook. And so now I have to stop what I'm doing for a minute and talk on the phone, when I should be able to be doing that email or whatever on something else. But because I use my one device for everything I do, I can't. Also, I recently had my memory card go bad, and it was on my phone. And so all of the stuff that I had personally got lost, but on top of that, all the things that I had saved for business got lost as well. And it would be really nice if I had had all that stuff just on another device. If I used a tablet for business, then I could do all of my paperwork on there, all of my emails on there. I could do, have just my social media for that business on there, so that it's not mixed in with my personal stuff on my own phone. And I could do everything on that one device. And that way, if the phone rings, I can still be doing that, that work on that device. Also, I can take that tablet and take pictures of things for business, and they get saved right to that tablet. And that way, my phone, which fries out about every 12 to 13 months, isn't going to go bad and lose everything I have for my business. Another one is with the smartwatches. If you're dealing with somebody who has customers, and that they talk to the customers and they sit with them, it's probably a bad idea for them to pull out their phone and look at it every so often when it's going off in front of the customer. And so you can sell that smartwatch as a way for them to still be able to check and make sure that their important messages are getting through to them, because it's a lot less rude, or at least in a customer's eyes, if you glance at your watch real quick when it vibrates. If it vibrates, you got a text coming in, you can take a quick look and make sure that it's not anything important. If it is, then you can ask the customer, hey, do you mind if I real quick go ahead and make a phone call, or if I answer a text real quick. But if you're looking at your phone, they think you're ignoring them, and so you look at a smartwatch real quick. There you go. So those are 3 ways to maximize the number of lines that you can give to a CRU customer, but there are many, many ways. So I urge each and every one of you, if you have questions, if you'd like to talk about how the promos work together, or how I can take this discount that CRU customers get and turn it into more lines or whatever, please call me, email me, text me, reach out to me, or Edgar Orozco if you're in Florida, or Craig Ducker if you can't get a hold of either of us. But I am always available to answer your questions and help you guys make as much money as possible, because that's how I get enjoyment out of my job. I love knowing that all of you are making money, and the way to do that is always with CRU. All right, until next time, and you guys have a great day.